So we're here with Ezequiel Endelman, the co-director of Crystal Eyes, which is one of my favorite movies this year, actually, and continues the
Oh,
trend
thank you.
of enjoying a lot of the films that I see coming out of Argentina, particularly the genre pictures. I
Amazing.
I remember you said that you one of the other ones that I really liked, but what is much older, was Apartment Zero, which you said that you enjoyed as well.
I adored it. I mean, I loved it. I mean, I tried not to look at any trailer or anything about it, and when I started watching it, I didn't know it was a shoot in Argentina, um, and I was amazed because there are a lot of actors doing small cameos in the movie, small
Yeah,
participation. That was a plus. So it was amazing. Yeah, yeah, and I love everything about it. The acting and the locations and everything. It was great. Yeah.
yeah. So what was the how did your movie Crystal Eyes come about? How did that start filming?
Well, Crystallize was supposed to be like the third chapter of a web series we were doing at the time. Um, each chapter was like a tribute to a subgenre of horror, um, and it was supposed to be the third chapter. The first two are in YouTube, and well, a friend of ours saw the chapters and saw what we're doing, and she said to us, "Well, you have to make this, you have to make a feature film out of this. Um, don't do it a chapter, do something bigger." And we already have filmed a few scenes, so we just added. We thought, well, we have this filmed, we have this story. Let's add. We added the runway show and a few other characters to make it a feature film, and that's how it started by chance. But I'm really glad that that chapter turned into a movie. So
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of us are. I was really impressed by how much it felt like a giallo film that actually came out of the 80s, like something that someone in America would have found in the video store
yeah.
and cable television, been like, what's this? Like you would like That's how most of us like ran into movies like Deep Red, Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Suspiria, things like that. um Funny enough, one of the movies that reminded me the most of was, oh god, was Fulci's dance movie. I don't know what it's called in
Murder Rock.
Argentina. Hmm?
Murder Rock. No.
Yeah, let's see. I Fulci dance movie. It's got like several different titles depending on what language it's in. Yeah, Murder Rock. That was it.
Murder Rock. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which if anyone who hasn't seen that, you should go watch it. It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it's fun. It's a fun movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a nice compliment what you have said, because we wanted to make a movie that there were, well, that's was our intention, not to have like things that tell that the movie was a modern movie. So we tried everything, to every object, every outfit, everything was like from the 80s or from that era. So it's nice that you are saying that.
Yeah. Did what was it film I got the feeling it was filmed digitally, or
Yeah, yeah, it was filmed digitally, but then we added a few like the grains and a few effects, so to try to make it look uh, shot in film. But yeah, it was digitally filmed.
yeah, I was those touches in particular I was really impressed with, because it did feel like someone had found an old print of this in some theater somewhere and then had it like brought into HD. You know,
Yeah.
so many of the movies that Arrow distributes.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Well, thank you. Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, it was really good. And the other thing that I mentioned that I said that I really liked was the fact that it followed Giallo's rules.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, we want everything to be like Giallo, the story, like the killer, everything. Well, yes, it was like a tribute to Giallo. We want the movie to be a Giallo's Giallo. So
oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it really was. And I was watching it, and in the first 10 minutes, I was like, I know if this is following all the Giallo rules, I know who the killer is, and I know what their motivation is. And I got to the end, and I was like, I was absolutely right.
Great. Not a lot of people saw that coming, but I'm glad you did. And you saw the Xanadu reference, so
Oh
so it doesn't surprise me that you knew who the killer was. So
yeah, like I was really delighted that there was that prop from the movie Xanadu.
and I was more delighted than you. So finally, someone no one noticed. I mean, I don't know. Maybe someone noticed and didn't tell me, but it was like a small hint of the movie. We had the sequence. Do you call them?
Yeah, sequins.
And yeah, the sequence, and we made that, and I was amazed that you noticed. So that was great.
Yeah, and as
I
a
literally screamed when when you say, "Is that the sign of the prop?" Yes, finally, 3 years later.
yeah, I was also really thrilled when that the one victim was killed by the crystal bird.
Oh, yeah. That's the favorite death scene
Oh,
from for many people. Yeah,
well,
yeah,
yeah, that was every Giallo needs at least one really splashy, ludicrous death scene that is just super
yeah,
memorable. Like, the Suspiria with the woman falling from the ceiling and catching
yeah,
on the thread. Um, the Tenebrae where the killer like cuts the woman's hand off.
yeah.
You
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was also. Oh man, oh god, I could go on about everything that worked. There was one thing that I noticed the movie didn't do though. Upon second viewing, it didn't do the really awkward musical cut that most of the
What
movies
do
of
you
that
mean by
time really
awkward?
do. In some Giallo films, usually you'll go from like a really long, slow stalking sequence, and then all of a sudden at the end of that stalking sequence, it will jump into a high energy techno
Oh
music
yeah.
scene.
I know what you mean. Well, I keep that in mind for the next one. I write it down.
Yeah. So what were the other two the two web films that you did?
Sorry, what were the other
The other
what?
two web films that you
They
did
are
before
like
this.
short films. The it was like some kind of like creep show TV series.
Ooh, okay.
Like each episode, well, as I said, paid homage to a subgenre of horror. And the first one has a zombie and supernatural things. The second one has like a Ouija board and four friends, and they're on YouTube. And the web series is called No podrás dormir esta noche. You won't sleep tonight. I can
Ah.
send you the link
Oh yes,
afterward.
please, please.
Um, but they are on YouTube and they have English subtitles pressing the CC button. I mean, I was like mesmerized by horror movie posters when we went to rent VHS or the images of horror movies, but I never when I was little, right? But I never watched the movie when I was a kid because I don't know, I was terrified of that. But I think it was part the horror images were part of me since I was very small child. So I think that translates here. So
Yeah, definitely. So, tell me about your co-director. How did that relationship begin?
um, well, we started filming together when I mean the friend I told you about that was given a video camera. Cynthia, she was a friend of ours, and she was a friend of the two of us, and we always the three of us hang together all during weekends, so all the time. So it was like a natural thing. Let's do something together, and after that we kept filming, and he's a huge horror fan too. So we start we I mean it all started as a game, as a hobby or something we wanted to do for fun. We never actually thought of, well, let's do movies and let's do it. All evolved naturally, and we start doing things together, and we thought of the scripts together and the stories together and the killers and everything. So that's how it started, and it evolved into crystallized. Yeah, that was the last thing we did together.
Do you think you'll be doing another film sometime in the near future?
Yes, I finished a new script that I will filmed by myself. This will be my first solo project called Bloody Plumage. It's a Giallo 2. It's
Ooh,
set in 1986, of course. And well, waiting for this pandemic to end so I can finally shoot it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I.
I mean, I'm looking it at the bright side. I have a lot of time to rethink the scenes and rewrite stuff, and I don't know. So and having a project in mind have saved my life during this month because I have something to do and to think about it. So yeah, I'm really want to film that.
Yeah, I have some of my own projects that I've been working on during this pandemic. I don't know what I would do without them.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. They keep me and they keep us alive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
It's going.
I want to ask just because are you familiar with the films of Khan Evernal?
No,
Okay,
I don't think.
he's from Turkey. He
Yeah.
does his two major films that he has done that I've been able to see. One was called Baskin, and the other was called Housewife.
Okay.
He's very into like very Hellraisery, Lovecraftian types of stories. Uh,
Perfect.
his last one was, I think, called The Girl with No Mouth, but that hasn't been. Uh, that hit the that hit like last year's movie festival circuit,
Okay.
and it was going to be brought over here, but then the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
Um, but you might want to check out his stuff as well because it's he's definitely he's a little grosser.
Okay.
He's a little grosser, but he's really interesting. His films are really interesting, and the fact that
I
he's
will.
film.
I will check the movies. I already write them down. So.
Okay, good, excellent. Yeah, I hope you enjoy them. Oh
Oh.
boy. So I have to ask, do you have a personal favorite Giallo film?
It, it it's really hard to think about it. I think Blood and Black Lace is one of those, one of them. Suspiria, of course, even if it's not like a proper giallo, but
I know
I
what you
love it.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah. There are, yeah, I think Blood and Black Lace will be like, if I have to think of one, I think that we there's one picture I really 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 love that is like, I don't know the English title, but it's something like the perfume of the woman in black or something like that. The black
Oh,
perfume. I don't know the
I
name in English.
yeah. Hold on. Let me hold on. Of the woman in black. Sorry for my typing.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, the perfume of the lady in black. By
That, yeah,
Francesco Barilli.
yeah. I didn't quite like the ending, but the whole movie until the ending was great, and like each frame was like a painting. So I really like movies with like great aesthetics and stuff like that. So yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, there are one of the things I think is really kind of a little bit of a shame is I don't think that there is enough appreciation for uh, Mario Bava and his style of cinematography and lighting.
He's he's amazing. Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean, but yeah, yeah. Every detail and he was a like a, I think he was a like a revolutionary with
Oh
the
yeah,
way he used light and the fashion and the scenes and all the scenery. Yeah, yeah. He was amazing. Yeah,
yeah. He did so much with so little. You
yeah.
know,
Exactly. Yeah,
it's really amazing. Even the supernatural films that he did, like Kill Baby Kill.
yeah.
That was I was amazed, but I was looking at it and I was like, there are really only like three sets in this movie. Of course you've got
What?
the
Sorry, I
really.
didn't hear you the last.
Oh, okay. I said there are really only about three sets in that movie in Kill
Yeah,
Baby Kill.
yeah,
Like a couple of interior sets and then the exterior in the courtyard, the street. You know,
yeah.
but it still really is super 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 impressive.
Yeah, but
And
that's like, I think that when you don't have like a lot of resources or like money or sets or stuff, it's like, um, it's more of a challenge. But at the end, the result is like it's better because you squeeze the juice out of every little thing that you have. So um, I think the result is sometimes is like better, like if you have a lot of money, a lot of resources, and a lot of things to work with.
yeah, um, I agree. It's like there's this kind of like you need some money, but over a certain amount, it doesn't tend to translate to the screen. Unless of course
Exactly.
you're one of these big like Marvel movies or something. Because so much
Yeah.
is happening there that those kind of have to be done. You can't really do those kind of movies on the cheap. But oh yeah, Radium. Someone in the chat called Radium Skull is talking about Danger Diabolic. Um, which yeah, that's another really
I'm on the phone, so I can read the chat. Sorry, but
yeah. Oh, he's just talking about Danger Diabolic and how good that movie looks. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, that movie does look really good. It's a really wonderfully ridiculous movie. Oh man. So I hope you don't mind that I'm drinking and smoking and things like that.
not at all. Not at all. I I drink too,
Oh,
just so you don't feel bad. Cheers.
cheers. Oh man. Ah. Well, I'm really glad that you had some time to spend with us today.
No, I'm thankful because not only I like to talk about the movie and to talk about with you about it. I had a chance to dress up and put some makeup on, so it's a nice change. So I'm glad I'm here too.
Are you excuse so do you have any questions for me? I usually like to ask guests if they have a question they would like to ask me as well.
Oh, um, let me think. What's your favorite Jalo movie? I'm
My
going to.
I think my favorite is Tenebrae.
Oh, great. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
love it.
I like it despite the fact that in my opinion that movie cheats.
Why?
That movie cheats because you don't realize it has an unreliable narrator until the very end because everything is filmed in third person. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter in the end. Movie's still great.
Yeah, yeah. Know what you mean.
Yeah. What's your big guilty pleasure movie? The one where you're like, oh, this movie is bad, but I love it.
It has to be a horror movie.
Doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a horror movie. Doesn't have to be a horror movie.
Well, I don't know if one guilty pleasure, Sister Act. I mean, I love that movie. You didn't see that coming. I know. I love that movie, and every time I watch it, I end up singing like a nun. So I mean, I love the songs and everything. Yeah. That would be one guilty pleasure movie I love. And there's you have to choose a horror movie. I mean, I love it, but Prom Night 2, Hello Marilu.
Oh, 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 yes.
I it's I mean, I don't feel guilty by watching it. I mean, I love it, but it's a strange movie, but I really like it. And it's an obscure movie. I think it should have more like uh, viewers and repercussion, but I love that movie. Well, the opening scene of Crystal Eyes was like a
It
what part of that
was
was part of yeah, like a tribute to that movie,
tribute to
to the
Prom Night
hunger and
2.
to Hello Mary. Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, yeah, I love I love Prom Night 2. It's definitely not as good a movie as the original Prom Night, but what it lacks in sophistication it makes up for in just pure entertainment.
Yes. Well, I enjoy the second part more than the first one. I know what you mean. The first one is a better movie, but yes, I prefer the second one.
I agree. It's
I'm a
much
sucker for 80s beaches, and so
yeah, it's more it's a much trashier flick, but that's one of the
yeah,
reasons I love it.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Better than Prom Night 3 and 4, tell you that.
I I haven't seen those, but
They're not that
I
good.
heard they were not very good.
Oh man. Oh,
What's your well your I don't I sorry the question you asked me, I don't I the words just came out of my head. The guilty pleasure
the
movie. What's
guilty
your
pleasure movie? Yeah, I don't hmm. I keep yeah, there aren't a lot of movies that I am ashamed of liking. So it's hard to pick one. But I think but definitely most of the movie I could easily pick out the movie that is not very good, that is just empirically not very good, but I really 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 love, probably be Terror Firmer, which is a trauma movie.
Oh, haven't seen it.
Oh, it is a trauma movie about trauma trying to make a movie.
Okay.
It's like they're trying to make trauma's trying to make a Giallo picture, and the crew themselves are being killed. But the plot is kind of not the reason to watch it. It's
Okay.
really just to watch the madness on the screen.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
a
well, but sometimes the I mean, I think that the script of a movie is a very important thing, and the story of a movie is important. But sometimes the script is like a secondary thing. So the I don't know. There are movies that are amazing because of the images and the score are so yeah. I know what you mean.
yeah. Sometimes the best scripts don't make the best movies.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, it's there's something ineffable that happens when a movie is coming together that actually it transcends the page, and
Yes. Yes.
sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, there are scripts that when you read them, you say, "Oh my God, this is going to be a great movie," and once the movie is done, it happens. It's not so good, or the other way around. Well, I saw that you liked Terrified,
Yes.
and I love that movie. I saw it at the premiere at a festival at Mar del Plata Film Festival in Argentina. I know the director. It's an amazing movie, and when I was watching it, I thought, what did the crew that filmed it, not the director, but the crew that filmed it, thought about? I don't know, the moving chairs and all stuff. I thought that they were saying this movie is going to be crap, and then the movie was put together so nicely, so it
Yeah.
was that it ended up being a great movie. Maybe if you read the script, a woman slams at the door of a bathroom, and you say this is going to be horrible, and then the movie it's magical. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I liked how in that movie everything I love I was like I mentioned about Terrified, I liked that if you're not going to explain what the creature is or why it's doing what it is, there still needs to be a consistency in what it does.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
know,
I agree. Yeah,
and Terrified did that.
yeah,
You know, nobody quite no one who um for those of you who haven't seen it, uh there is a paranormal investigator subplot that happens in this movie. Um but they don't necessarily have it correct either.
and that I mean I think that's one of the things I liked about the movie, that nobody knows what's happening. I mean that's scary if the paranormal investigation doesn't know what's happening. It's like that's scary. So
Yeah.
that's what I like. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't need that to be explained why the the monsters are behaving like that. But as you said, they're consistent in what they're doing. So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. Because I've seen movies where they did that, but the actions of the creature made no sense. You
yeah.
know, some of my one of my one of my favorites in this regard was probably Signs, the M Night Shyamalan movie about the aliens who can't cross running water.
Oh yes, yes, I know,
Yeah,
I know.
that movie was bad.
Yes, because the yes the behavior of the aliens were like random.
Yeah, yeah, it's a bunch of random stuff. It's like, oh, they don't
Yeah,
like water and they're allergic to baseball bats or something. Like, yeah, it was really, really, really weak, you know, and it didn't make any sense. It's like, oh, aliens are really demons.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay,
okay, all
okay.
right. Yeah, it's well, it's like, and the thing is I keep thinking that like there would have been a way to make that work really, really, really well. You could have done the like, oh, aliens and demons are the same thing. Okay. But then it feels like you have to make the whole movie about that. Like, that's the movie.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to, oh, it's just this thing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Not. Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, thank you for spending some time with us, Ezequiel.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
I'm really glad that we finally got to speak.
Yeah, me too. Sorry for the last time that I couldn't do it.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. Like, we're all running around like doing things that we need to.
Exactly.
You know, I wish that we all lived in the golden age of Hollywood where there was just money all over the place and everyone was paid and, you know, lived in a house in Bel Air. But no, we don't live in those times anymore.
No, unfortunately, no. But I have hopes, so that will return.
Yeah. It would be nice. I
really
like
nice.
it.
Yeah.
All right, Ezequiel, it was great. It was great talking to you. I look forward to seeing your next project.
Thank you so much. And again, sorry for my English. I feel like a very limited in the things I like to say, but thank you for having me. It was a nice chat, and it was great to meet you finally.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Take care and keep watching fucked up movies.
Sure, I will. Don't doubt about it.
You have the thingy.
Huh? Oh.
The preview you are about to watch is for a movie that is unlike any you have ever seen before. It is for a movie that goes beyond temporary fear to everlasting terror.
We're back! Surprise!
I've got something I want to play for you.
Would you like a closer look?
Really?
This is going to be an entirely new experience.
There goes the neighborhood.
Last stop!
What I mean is, can you be scary? Oh, I know you're asking me. Can I be scary? What do you think of this?
Hey, I wish you folks at home could see this.
We ought to have one of these every year. Happy Halloween, dear.
That was fun.
No, you guys throw one heck of a party.